Hello and welcome to Wilton Town Talks. My name is Michael Duarte,
I'm Vito DeMasi.
and today we're here with,
I'm Louise Williams.
And Jerry Griffin.
just to get started, tell us a little bit about yourselves and your stories individually.
Sure. I guess I'll start. I have been a journalist. I have been a public relations and marketing professional for about 25 years following that. I'm an amateur screen and stage writer, so I do a lot of everything. But Anna and I have been married now for 7 years. And we moved to Wilton in 2018. And it was just about the midway point of last year where we decided to take Anna's 12, 13 years of practicing as a yoga teacher at different studios in New York City and here in Fairfield County and open our own studio.
Yep, so I have a varied background too. I have been practicing and teaching yoga since about 2012, 2011. I've traveled now all around the States. And I also work as a production manager for a major translation company. But really the passion is yoga and wellness. I've done many different types of training and teaching and got myself involved in not just yoga, but also Ayurveda, which is a nutritional science, and Jyotish, which is astrology too. And this really, as Jerry said, has been the culmination of all of that and bringing it to our community here in Wilton.
What are some things that have helped you to get to where you are now, and what are some things that have been difficult and have been sort of a struggle?
I think on a practice and teaching side of things, one thing that's really built the studio the way that we want it to be built for the community has been my interest and excitement in trying everything. So I've been a full-time student of yoga since the early 2000s. And at every stage learning something new, and that's what I love about that art form and that wellness form, is that there's so many different avenues of wellness. Things that are difficult, I think luckily we're both fairly comfortable in the corporate world. That is definitely a challenge, starting a new business, learning how the town works and so on.
Yeah, and I think our journey here, moving to Wilton, has been part of what eventually led to Rhoswyn Wellness being a thing. I mean, we got here in 2018, in December. So we really had about 15 months in the community before COVID locked everything down. And coming out of the pandemic, I think we started to realize that there was a need in this town. Not just for another transactional class space, but for somewhere where people could go for various forms of healing, like Anna was just talking about, but a place that could be, community-oriented, feel safe and inclusive, and a place where people can heal, and especially as we all began to move back into just life as we formerly knew it. We thought that becoming a hub in this community was just as important as being a place where people could experience hot yoga for the first time. We are going to be Wilton's first hot yoga studio. So,
similar to that, what were some things that separate you from other places similar to Rhoswyn Wellness?
Well, I think I would go back to using the word transactional. If you open a business like this, you can approach it one of two ways. You can just get a space, provide all the necessary things. People can come in, take a class, put back their towels and their mats, and then leave. And that's perfectly fine. Many yoga studios around the country are very successful at doing that. We'd like to think we have more of a community focus in doing so. So we want to be a part of this community. We've already looked into sponsorships and partnerships. We're providing yoga for the entire spectrum of life, from prenatal moms to, that are about to give birth, to partnerships with the senior centers here in town, so that they could do chair yoga and light meditation type yoga. We're trying to see about developing sports-specific yoga programs so that athletes, either in the junior programs or at the high school, can learn to better prepare, learn how to better rehab from injuries. So I think that's more than just a yoga studio, and I think that's the lens through which we're trying to do this.
Yeah, I think the background that I've had with so many different disciplines, and I've found throughout my own journey, I've had injuries, I've had a pregnancy, these things change how you practice and how you show up. And that was really key to providing that it really has that ability to be accessible. So we have gentle classes and hot classes and classes with weights and classes that are very much more traditional flow style. So you can find whatever you need in one space.
And I think the one other thing I would say, there's a popular phrase in marketing to meet the customer at the point where they need you, right? And one example, in the fall, once we're up and running for a few months, we're going to be rolling out kids classes, and that's for high school students like yourself. But when you get down to the younger kids, we'll have the buses coming from Cider Mill and Miller Driscoll, dropping these kids off for a class in the lower studio, the cold studio, and then their parents will have the opportunity to take a class simultaneously upstairs, and then everyone can go home together. So we're really trying to build this business and build the practice around the needs of the community as much as anything else.
What are some of the benefits that people would be getting from going to Rhoswyn Wellness?
So I think there's so many benefits to the practices. I think a lot of people right now, what I see societally is an increase in anxiety and an increase in stress. Movement, breath, meditation, these are key tools that people can use at any age, at any stage of life, to help counteract those. So to bring people back to a state where they are performing to their best. That's really what we're trying to give people. And in the world of Ayurveda and that side of the wellness spectrum, we always think about balancing. So we're trying to see where people are and bring them the balance that they need into their life. So I think for me, that's the number one. Community is massive. I think everyone feels pretty isolated still. There's that feeling of not really fitting in the way we used to, bringing back that small feel where you can come in and see someone that you know and have that interaction with someone that you know. And then beyond that, the obvious movement is always good. We're going to be working on sculpting, toning. We're going to be training, as Jerry said, working with sports specific, so injury prevention, performance optimization, those are all going to be available within the space.
And I think what's important to add to that is we're also trying to remove the barrier that some people may put up because they just don't feel like they're right for yoga, or they aren't a yogi, or there's a classic image of of what a yogi looks like. We have classes that are called Return to Movement. So if you've just been inactive or you've been rehabbing injury and you're just trying to get the body up and running again, that's a perfect class to take. It's not some aggressive hot sculpting class, but we have those too for the people that are really the four times a week practitioners.
What are the different types of yoga you offer?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we are going to have a real spectrum of yoga. We're going to have hot classes like Jerry mentioned, which fall more in that traditional, let's say traditional, what we understand in the West as flow classes. We're going to have power. We're definitely going to have gentle restorative classes, kids classes. One of my classes I'm super excited to teach and to take is going to be called Burn and Bloom, which is hot movement with weights to the latest banging track. So I'm excited about that one because it's just a good, fun class to be in. And then we're going to offer workshops too. So there's going to be informational, there will be full moon workshops, there'll be kids workshops, really a really wide range of options to choose from.
We are particularly excited about the sound baths, which is when you get these big sound bowls and you gong them and you gin up all that vibrational energy and everything. The people just go crazy for those things. And I think it's important to note too, and in the spirit of both community and just being service oriented, we'll be doing summer camps in 2026, things like that are really year round and are outside the spectrum of just the class schedule. And I think that's another way that we want our facility to be a part of the town as much as it's just a destination to come and take a class.
Well, I'm certainly excited to see Rhoswyn Wellness. You guys open
May 17th. Yep.
May 17th.
We'll have an open house on May 17th where everyone from the community can come in, tour the facility. We'll have flash classes happening upstairs, 15-minute little demo classes with our teachers, and then we'll do something light on Sunday, and then Monday, that 19th, we are fully
Full
operational.
schedule. Yep. And we have a couple of great pop-ups coming as well, so those are going to be popping up in the next few weeks here down in Norwalk, in Wilton, to give people a free taster as well for the classes.
Well, I suggest checking out Rhoswyn Wellness. I'm definitely going to be checking it out myself. Thank you for coming on to Wilton Town Talks.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.